says, I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Why are black men about 6% of the population, almost 50% of the prison population?
While some may claim white privilege to be gone, it is instrumental to recognize our broken and failed justice system's unofficial recognition of it.
America incarcerates the most amount of people out of every major country in the world. Our justice system should be focused on preventing crime, not imprisoning those who commit it. Instead of jailing those arrested for the use of narcotics and opioids, users of these drugs should be taken to rehabilitation centers and legitimately recover emotionally and physically.
There's tons of pilot programs that show if you help people when they are coming back from a nonviolent offense, that their recidivism rates go dramatically down. If you don't help them, what happens is left with limited options. Many people make a decision to go back into that world of narcotics sale.
More gun control and safety will decrease violent crime and start to end the mass incarceration of the American people.
Former felons who have had their right to vote seized by the justice system should have their freedom to choose those who govern them and their town, state, and country reinstated. In fact, 13% of African American men have lost the right to vote because former felons cannot vote. Allowing former felons to vote will provide freedom and positive change by allowing those who have suffered in the prison system speak out against its flaws. Recently, Florida granted ex-felons the right to vote, a radical and blessed change. This was objected to by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, distinguished for his racist comments against his black and Democratic opponent Andrew Gillum.
The death penalty is 42% administered to African Americans, yet African Americans only make up 12% of the American population. Tharp v. Sellers was a recent Supreme Court case against a black man named Keith Tharp, which was reopened by the Supreme Court. The majority decision declared that the case be postponed, ignoring the fact that the judge, Barney Gaddy, had said that after he read the Bible he questioned if black people had souls, and used racial slurs to define Tharp and his family. Tharp's lawyers claim that this violates Tharp's right of a fair trial, and that he should not be executed because of his IQ of 74, in the bottom 1% of intelligence levels. Tharp does not deny killing his sister in 1990, the crime that he will be executed for.
Private prisons do not have a reason for public service, and thus are an unsafe and poor use of government money. These prisons are often cheaper, due to the fact that they likely cut costs to save money. This creates deficiencies within the prisons and hurts what prisoners have access to, along with their safety. Private prisons are accountable for 7% of state prisons and 18% of federal prisons. They also hold roughly 75% of federal immigration detention centers. Immigrants and American citizens are both being treated immorally, and American taxpayers take up the bill. Convicting police who have killed people unreasonably is essential to fostering the shattered relationship between police and American communities. 99% of police officers who have killed someone have not been convicted. In 2017, there were solely 14 days where no American was killed by a police officer. Black people are 3 times more likely to be killed by police than whites, and black people are 9% more likely to be killed unarmed. Increasing conviction of police officers who have killed someone can be one of the many steps needed to mend the civilian-law enforcement relationship.
Direct Survivor Proposition said that 129 police officers have been killed in 2017, and those police officers must have strong and effective weaponry, and the authority to use guns without fear in potentially dangerous situations. The fact that roughly 40% of inmates are African American can show that we simply are not incarcerating whites enough, not that we're over-policing and incarcerating blacks. Private prisons allow the government to make prisons at a much cheaper cost, saving money, and capital punishment is necessary for national security purposes, and allows America to kill those who have killed others.
The force used to keep police officers safe does not necessarily have to be lethal, except in especially dangerous situations in which specialized teams that are properly trained to use lethal weaponry can be deployed. Instead, we suggest that police officers utilize non-lethal weapons, such as non-lethal guns, pepper sprays, and tasers, as done in Finland, Ireland, Iceland, England, Wales, Norway, and New Zealand. Nonviolent offenders should be given less incarceration time and instead have mental and psychological health services to ensure that do not repeat their offenses when released back into free society. Violent offenders should be given the same services but longer incarceration time as a precaution. Murderers should not experience capital punishment, but instead receive lifetime sentences.
The United States Constitution states that it will establish justice. We have yet to fulfill this promise. Being an American should not mean living in fear of the police forcing the justice system. Being an American should not mean allowing cheap prisons to hold our people. Being an American should mean living in peace with those enforcing law. Being an American should mean being free of racism and mass incarceration. That is what it means to be American.